with short answers. So I'm gonna ask the question, and I want you to think what you think the answer is. Excuse me. And then I will give you the answers. Okay? The three phases of industrialization were. Three phases of industrialization were. One, specialized workers, one task. Two, factories were built for the specialized workers. Three, machinery was brought into the factories. So the key words are one task, factories, machinery. Anybody want me to go back over that? Second question, short answers. List three inventions of the mid-1880s. Cotton gin is not one of them. Steel tip plow, reaper, thresher, and if you happen to forget those, you got a few fallbacks, such as a sewing machine, telegraph, telephone, or the clipper. But the main ones that we talked about was the steel tip plow, the reaper, and the thresher. List three kinds of conditions that workers faced in the factories in the mid-1800s. So think that through for a second, and I'll give my answers for you. Three kinds of conditions that workers faced in the factories in the mid-1800s. Long hours, which caused fatigue. On-job accidents with moving parts. No labor laws, no union. Child labor, low salaries. Any of those will work. And the last one lists two discriminations against the African Americans in the mid-1800s. They were not allowed to read and write. They were not allowed in public places such as schools, hospitals, libraries. They were treated as a piece of property. So let me go back those four questions one more time. Three phases of industrialization, three inventions in the mid-1880s, three conditions that workers faced in the factories, two discriminations against Africans. Anybody want me to go back over and do that? Or repeat anything? Okay. The next part is a word bank that matches perfectly. So what I'm going to do is go through the word bank and tell you where the blanks are and see if you know what the words are. Most immigrants came from blank and blank in the mid-1800s. And obviously you have the words up there, but see if you know what it is. Germany, Ireland, doesn't matter which direction you put it. Number two, during this time period, the biggest growth in cities was found in the blank section of the United States. Midwest. Number three, nativists thought that immigrants would make life hard for the blank-born citizens. American-born citizens. They said immigrants would take blank away from real Americans. Jobs. They said that immigrants brought blank and blank. Crime. Disease. So that will all fall together when we've got the words up there. Almost positive. Okay. The cotton gin was invented by blank in 1793. Excuse me. Eli Whitney. They removed the seeds from cotton fibers and made it easier to raise a cotton crop. Workers could process blank times more cotton each day. That's a number. Workers could process blank times more cotton each day. 50. Farmers wanted more cotton for profit and for export, and that meant more blank were needed to plant and pick the cotton. Slaves. Blank and blank transformed trade, allowing grain, livestock, and dairy products to move from the Midwest to the East. Canals, railroads. And speaking of agriculture, 4 categories of the Southerners were, this was 4 groups of people. Yeoman farmers, tenant farmers, plantation owners, rural poor. Slave codes controlled the enslaved African Americans and prevented them from rebelling. Slaves needed a blank to leave a slave owner's property, and it was forbidden to teach a slave to blank and blank. So slaves needed a pass to leave a slave owner's property, and it was forbidden to teach a slave to read and write. So the words are all up on the top, they've got letters next to them. All you're gonna do is put the letter in where it goes. Okay? Matches perfectly. Anybody want me to go back any of those sections?